Hello, my name is Mayanka. I am accounts and finance trainer from UPLEX. Today, we will discuss one of the important topic of GST, supply under the GST. We will cover this topic into different parts. Today, we will cover part 1 of supply under GST. In this part, we will discuss important definitions which are relating to the GST. So now we will start part 1 of supply under the GST. Part 1, definitions. Overview of topic. In this topic, we will discuss taxable event. Means we will discuss about the supply, meaning of supply. We will discuss the meaning of supply, supply with consideration in the course of furtherance of business. We will discuss the meaning of supply in the course of furtherance of business with the consideration. And we will also discuss import of service with consideration. Import of service with consideration whether or not in course or furtherance of business. Means there is the import of service for the consideration whether it is relating to the business or furtherance of business or not. Now, in this topic, we will also discuss activities treated as supply even without consideration. Means activity considered as supply whether there is no activity considered as supply even though there is no consideration. Without consideration, the activity will also be considered as supply. We will also discuss activity classified either as supply of goods or supply of service. We will discuss sub-activities which are classified as goods or services. We will also discuss supply which neither considered as supply of service, neither considered as supply of goods. Means we will discuss some services. Means we will consider or we will discuss some activities which are not considered as supply. Means we will discuss negative list. And we will also discuss the concept of composite and mixed supply. We will discuss concept of composite and mixed supply. So this is the full view. This is the overview of this topic. This is the overview of this topic. First, we will discuss the introduction of such topic. What is the supply under the GST? What is the supply under the GST? Supply means supply of goods or supply of service or both. Supply means supply of goods, supply of service or both. Various taxable events, namely manufacture, sale, rendering of services, purchase, entry into a territory of state, etc., have been done away with the favor of just one event, supply. Is that in the case of supply, supply means supply of any goods or supply of any service or both. In the case of supply, there are the various taxable events, just like manufacture, sale, rendering of services, purchase, entry into the territory of a state. These all are the events which are incurred in the case of supply. In the case of supply, if you want to supply any goods, then you are required to manufacture it. You are required to purchase some other materials. You are required to some services. So in the case of supply, these events are there. GST law, by laying the tax on supply of goods and supply of service. In the case of GST, when there is any supply of goods or there is any supply of service or both, then it will be considered as taxable event. In the case of GST, supply is to be considered as taxable event and the provision of GST will be charged or it will be applicable. And the GST will be charged on the supply of goods and supply of service or both. So in this case, we will understand taxable event and we will discuss all other relevant definitions which are important to understand before understand the concept of supply under the GST. In the GST, the entire value of supply of goods and supply of service is taxed in an integrated manner. Means in the case of GST, the taxable amount or the taxable value of the goods, taxable value of the service is taxable under the GST. Under the GST. Before the discussion of such concept, we will discuss some important definitions. We will discuss some relevant definitions. Number one, goods. What is the meaning of goods? What is the meaning of goods? Goods means every kind of movable property. Goods means every kind of movable property other than money and security. Goods means every kind of movable property, but money and security is not a goods. But includes auctionable claim, growing crop, grass, and things, which is attached or to the forming part of land. Goods means every kind of movable property, but it does not include money and security. Money and security is not the goods. But auctionable claims just like gambling, bettings, lottery, these all are the auctionable claims. These are considered as goods. Growing crops will also be considered as goods. Grass is also considered as goods, and the things which are attached to the land or which is the forming part of the land will also be considered as goods. For the example, there is a farmer who entered into an agreement with a person, and he will supply such a grass, such crop to such person when it will be ready. Then such agreement will be considered as valid, and it will be considered as supply. It will be considered supply of goods. So the growing crops and grass and things which is attached to or which is the forming part of the land will be considered as goods. Goods means every movable property other than money and security. What is the meaning of principal? What is the meaning of principal? Principal means a person on the behalf of whom an agent carries on the business of supply or receipt of goods or services, or both. Is that the person who is on the behalf of an agent. Principal means a person on whose behalf. The principal means a person on whose behalf the agent is performing the business activities. Is that when the agent supplying the goods or supplying the services on the behalf of principal, on the behalf of the owner of such goods, or on the behalf of the business person, or who is receiving the goods and services, or both, on the behalf of such person, then such person will be known as principal. For example, Mr. Ram, he is the owner of a business. He appoints Mr. Shyam, and Mr. Shyam will supply the goods and services, and he will also receive the goods and services on the behalf of Ram. So Mr. Ram will be considered as principal, and Mr. Shyam will be considered as agent. So this is the definition of principal. Competent authority. What is the meaning of competent authority? Competent authority means such authority as may be notified by the government. The authority as may be notified by the government is to be known as competent authority. It is to be known as competent authority. The authority which is notified by the government. Family. What is the meaning of family under the GST? Family means the spouse and the children of the person. The spouse and the children of the person means the family means the wife or the husband and the children of the wife or the husband. And family includes parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters of the person. If they are wholly and mainly dependent on the said person. If parent, grandparent, brother and sister, if they are wholly dependent or mainly dependent on the said person, then they will be considered as family. If they are not dependent, then they will not be considered as family. So the spouse and the children of the spouse and parent, grandparent, brother and sister, they are considered as family. If parent, grandparent, brother and sister, they are not dependent or mainly dependent, then they will not be considered as family. What is the meaning of business? What is the meaning of business? Business is a including definition. It includes any trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, vocation, adventure, vigor, or any other similar activities. Business include trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, vocation, adventure, vigor, or any other similar activities, whether or not it is for the pecuniary benefit. Number 2, business include any activity or the transaction in the connection with or ancillary to the above activities, means all the activity and the transactions which are ancillary in the nature or which are related to the above trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, vocation, then it will also be considered as business. Number 3, any activity or the transaction in the nature of A above. Any activity, any transaction in the nature of A above, whether or not in a volume, whether these activities are not performed in the volume, in a frequency, continuity, or regularity, then it will also be considered as business. If there is any person who is trading in the goods, but not on regular basis, but it will also be considered as business. Number 4, supply or the acquisition of goods. Supply and the acquisition of goods, including capital goods and the services in the connection with commencement or the closure of business. If there is any supply or there is an acquisition of any goods include capital goods and services in the connection with commencement of business or in the connection with closure of business, then it will also be considered as business. For the example, if there is a closure of business and Mr. Ram, he is taking or he is purchasing the goods of such business, then it will also be considered as business. 5th point, provisions of the club, provision by the club, association, society, or any other body for the subscription or for any other consideration of the facilities or the benefit of its member, as the case may be. The provisions of club, the provisions of associations, society, or any other body for the benefits or for the facility of its member will also be considered as business. Admission for the consideration of the person to any premises. Admission for a consideration of a person for the consideration, then it will also be considered as business. Service supplied by a person as the holder of an office which has been accepted by him in the course of furtherance of his trade. Service, when there is any service which is supplied by a person and the person who is the holder of an office in the course or in the furtherance of business or trade or vocation, then it will be considered as business. Then it will also be considered as business. Activity of race club, including by the way of totalizator or by the license of bookmaker, or the activity of a licensed bookmaker in such club, any activity, transaction which is undertaken by the central government or by the state government or by the local authority in which they are engaged as public authority, then it will also be, such activity will also be considered as business. So this is the definition of business. Business include trade, commerce, manufacture, provision of clubs, provision of society for the benefits of members, admission for the consideration, service provided by the holder of office, and activity of race club. These all are considered as business. What is the meaning of government? What is the meaning of government? Government means the central government. Government means the central government. Government means the central government. Local authority. What is the meaning of local authority? What is the meaning of local authority? Local authority means, number one, a panchayat as defined in clause D of Article 243 of the Constitution. Panchayat means which is defined. Panchayat means which is defined in clause D of Article 243 of the Constitution. Number two, a municipality as defined in clause E. Number two, municipality will also be considered as local authority, which is defined in clause E of Article 243P of the Constitution. Point C, a municipal committee, a Jila Parishad, a district board, or any other authority which is legally entitled to or entrusted by the central government or by the state government with control or management as a municipality or the local fund, then it will also be considered as local authority. Then it will also consider as local authority. And a containment board as defined in section 3. The containment board which is defined in section 3 will also be considered as local authority. Panchayat, municipality, municipal committee, Jila Parishad, district board, or any other authority which is legally authorized, or a containment board. These all are considered as local authority. These all are considered as local authority. And other is a regional council or the district council. The regional council and the district council which are established or which are constituted under the 6th schedule of Constitution. Regional council or the district council which are constituted under the 6th schedule of Constitution will also be considered as local authority. A development board constituted under the Article 371 and Article 371J of the Constitution will also be considered as local authority, development board. And the regional council which is constituted under Article 371A of the Constitution will also be considered as local authority. So these are those establishments which are considered as a local authority. These all are considered as a local authority. Consideration. What is the meaning of consideration? In relation to the supply of goods and services, the consideration includes. In the relation to the supply of any goods and the supply of any service, the consideration means, number one, the payment which is made or to be made. The payment which is made or to be made, whether in money or otherwise. The payment which is made or to be made, whether in money or otherwise, in the respect of or in response to or for the inducement of the supply of goods and for the supply of service, or both, whether by the recipient or by the any other person, but it shall not include any supply which is given by the central government or the state government. Instead, any payment which is made or required to be made, whether in money or otherwise, means it may be paid by the money or by any other source, in the respect of or in response to, or for the inducement of the supply of goods and the supply of service, or both, and which is required to be paid by the recipient, or by the any other person, But such amount of consideration shall not include the amount of subsidiary. But the amount of the consideration shall not include the amount of subsidiary. The subsidiary which is given by the central government or which is given by the state. So it will not include the amount of subsidiary which is given by central government or by the state. And it is also include, consideration also include the monetary value of any act or forbiddenness. The monetary value of the act or the forbiddenness in respect of, in response to, or for the inducement of the supply of goods and the supply of services, or both. Whether such monetary value, whether such monetary value paid by the recipient or by the another person, but it does not include any amount of subsidy which is given by the state government or central monetary value for any forbiddenness. However, a deposit given, however, if there is any deposit which is given in the respect of supply of goods, supply of service or both, however, if there is any deposit which is given in the respect of supply of goods, supply of service or both, shall not be considered as payment. It shall not be considered as payment which is made for the supply, unless the supplier applies such deposit as consideration for the said supply. Instead, if there is any deposit made, for any supply of goods or supply of service, it will not be considered as a consideration till date when it will not be used for such a supply or for such a supply of good or for the supply of service. When it will be used for such particular supply of good or supply of service, then it will be considered as a consideration. So this is the definition of consideration as per the CGST Act. Auctionable claim. What is the meaning of auctionable claim? Auctionable claim is considered as goods. So the meaning of auctionable claim means a claim to any debt. Auctionable claim means a claim to any debt other than debt which is secured by mortgage of immovable property. Auctionable claim means the claim of any debts other than debts which is secured by mortgage of immovable property or by the hypothecation or pledge of movable property, or to any beneficial interest in movable property, not in the possession, either actual or constructive of the claimant, which the civil code recognize as affording ground of relief, whether such debts or beneficial interest be existent, accruing, conditional, or contingents. Instead, auctionable claim means the claim of any debt. The claim of any debt other than debt means the definition of actionable claim does not include debt which is secured by mortgage of immovable property or which is secured by hypothecation of movable assets and pledge of movable assets, or it does not include any beneficial interest in the movable property, not in the possession, either actual or constructive of the claimant, which the civil court recognize as affording ground of relief, whether such debt or beneficial interest be existing, accruing, conditional, or contingent. So this is the definition of auctionable claim. What is the meaning of manufacture? What is the meaning of manufacture? Manufacturing is the processing of raw material. Manufacturing means processing of raw material or the input in any manner that result in emergence of a new product which is having a distinct name, distinct character, and a separate use. And the term manufacture shall be constructed accordingly. is that the processing of raw material or the inputs. By the use of such raw material and such input, there is the creation of a new product. There is a creation of new product, and such product have a different name, have a different character, or have a different use. Then such processing is to be known as manufacture. Money. What is the meaning of money? Money means the Indian legal tender. Money means the Indian legal tender or any other foreign currency. Money means the Indian legal tender or any other foreign currency, check, promissory note, bill of exchange, letter of credit, draft, pay order, travel check, money order, postal and electronic remittance, or any other instrument which is recognized by the Reserve Bank of India. Money means the Indian legal tender or any other foreign check or any other foreign currency. Check, promissory note, bill of exchange, letter of credit, draft, pay order, travel check, money order, postal or electronic remittance, or any other instrument which is recognized by the Reserve Bank of India. When such instruments are used to settle an obligation or exchange with the Indian legal tender of other. Exchange with the Indian legal tender with the other, or exchange with the Indian legal tender of another denomination. But it shall not include, money shall not include a currency that is held for the numerative value. It does not include the currency that is held for the numerative value. So this is the definition of money. It is include those instruments which are used or which are recognized. Means money means those instruments which are recognized by Reserve Bank of India and which are used as the consideration to settle the obligation and to settle the burden, liability, and to obligations. Taxable supply. What is the meaning of taxable supply? Taxable supply means the supply of goods, supply and service or both. Taxable supply means the supply of goods and the supply of services or both, which is liable to tax under the GST. Is that taxable supply means the supply of goods, supply of service or both, which is chargeable to tax under the GST. Which is chargeable to tax under the GST. It is to be known as taxable supply. Taxable territory. What is the meaning of taxable territory? Taxable territory means that territory to which the provision of this act applies. Is that taxable territory means that the territory to which the provision of GST will be applicable. Is that whole of India. In the case of GST, the taxable territory is whole of India. Means the territory on which the provision of GST will be applicable will be known as taxable territory. Service. What is the meaning of service? What is the meaning of service? Service means anything other than goods. Service means anything other than goods. Money and security other than goods, money and security. Means service means anything. But service does not include goods, money and security. Means the money and security is neither goods nor services, but includes activities. Service includes the activity relating to the use of money. Service include the activity which is relating to the money or its conversion by cash. If there is any conversion by the cash, is there, for the example, I have dollars and I want to exchange it in the Indian rupees, then it will be considered as service. It will be considered as service. Is that when there is any conversion of money by cash or by the any other mode from one currency to another currency or from one denomination to another denomination, then it will be considered as supply because a separate consideration will be charged. A separate consideration will be charged for such consideration, then it will be considered as service. Then it will be considered as service. Explanation. For the removal of doubt, it is hereby clarified that the expression service include facilitating or arranging the transaction in security. Facilitating and arranging the transaction in security will be considered as services. It will be considered as services. Supplier. What is the meaning of supplier? As per the GST law, the supplier means in the relation to the goods and in the relation to the services or both, the person who supply the goods or who supply the services or both. The person who supply the goods or who supply the services or both will be considered as supplier, and the agent who is doing the such activity, who are acting such activity on the behalf of such supplier will also be considered as supplier. The agent who is acting as such on the behalf of supplier means the agent who is supplying the goods or who is supplying the goods or who is supplying the services or both on the behalf of such supplier will also be considered as supplier. So this is the definition of supplier. Recipient. What is the meaning of recipient? Recipient of supply of goods, supply of services means the recipient in the respect of supply of goods, supply of services or both means. Number one, where the consideration is required to be payable. When the consideration is required to be payable for the supply of goods, for the supply of services or both, then the person who is required to pay such consideration. When there is a requirement to pay the amount of consideration for the supply of goods, supply of service or both, then the person who is required to pay such a consideration. Who is required to pay such a consideration. Number two, where no consideration is payable for the supply of goods. Where no consideration is payable for the supply of goods, then the person to whom goods are delivered, the person who received the delivery of such goods, or the person to whom goods available, or to whom possession or the use of the goods is given or made available. Is that the person, is that in case when there is no required to pay the consideration. In the case of supply of goods, then the person to whom goods made available, or the person to whom delivery made, or the person to whom possession given is to be known as recipient. He is to be known as recipient. Number three, where no consideration is payable, where no consideration is payable for the supply of service. There is a supply of service and there is no consideration. In this case, the person to whom service is rendered, the person to whom services is rendered will be considered as a recipient. And any reference to the person to whom supply is made shall be constructed as the reference to the recipient of service. And in this case, the agent of such a recipient who is acting on the behalf of such a recipient will also be considered as a recipient. Is that the agent of the recipient who are acting on the behalf of recipient will also be considered as recipient. So when there is the consideration, then the person who make the payment of consideration will be considered as a recipient. When in the case when there is a supply of goods and no required to make the payment of consideration, then the person to whom goods are available, or to whom the delivery is made, or to whom the possession is given will be considered as a recipient. And in the case when no consideration is payable for the supply of service, then the person to whom service is rendered. And the agent who is acting on the behalf of the person who is acting as an agent on the behalf of recipient will also be considered as agent. He will also consider as recipient. So this is the definition of recipient. Person. What is the meaning of person according to the CGST Act? Person includes an individual. Person includes an individual, a HUM, a company, a firm, a LLP, a association of the person, or a body of individuals, whether incorporated or not, in India or outside India. Person includes an individual, an HUF, a company, a firm, a limited liability partnership, and the association of the person or the body of individual, whether incorporated or not, in India or outside India. So this is the definition of person. This is the definition of person. Or the person also includes any corporation established by or under any central, state, or provisional act. Or it is also include government company as defined in section 2 subsection 45 of Companies Act 2013. Any cooperation which is established by under any central, state, or provisional act, or government company as defined in section 2 subsection 45 of Companies Act will also be considered as person. A body corporate which is incorporated by or under any law of a country outside India, it will also be considered as person. Cooperative society which is registered under any law relating to cooperative society. Any cooperative society which is registered under any law relating to cooperative society, then it will also be considered as person. A local authority will also be considered as person. Central government, state government, it is also a person. Society which is defined under the Society Registration Act 1860 will also be considered as person. Trust, it will also be considered as person. Every artificial jurisdiction person not falling above will also be considered as person. Every artificial jurisdiction person will also be considered as person. So this is the definition of person. So on the basis of such a discussion, we have discussed the definitions, some important definitions which are important to understand before understand the concept of such a supply under the GST. Thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly consider all the videos of such topics so that you can properly understand such concept. Okay, bye-bye and have a nice day.